Good evening. This is the Elliott Wave update for the NASDAQ 100 for Sunday, November 14th, 2021. The Globex started higher in both the S&P and the NASDAQ, actually also in the Dow and the Russell. So across the board, the markets are continuing to move higher. In the S&P, it did move above where I was labeling a wave pattern for the downside, and I was looking for confirmation of a 5-wave pattern down, only got down through 3. And the 4th wave, which would have been in progress off of Thursday's lows, exceeded the low of wave 1. And that negated the pattern. That has not occurred yet in the NASDAQ, but I've gone ahead and changed the pattern to reflect what I believe is going on, at least in the S&P, and more than likely will occur here in the NASDAQ. Now, that level to watch is 16,256. A break above 16,256, and we've gotten close. So far in Globex, we've gotten as high as 16,241. So we're not that far off of negating that count. So I've gone ahead and done it for us. In terms of I've labeled what I was putting in as the high at 16,448 as the high of the minor 5, the intermediate 5, and the primary 5. I've now raised the 3rd as the wave 5 within that extended. And so it extended within wave 3 rather than on its own in a 5th wave. So the 3rd is here, the minor 4 is here. That puts us in a minor 5th wave. Now, again, what I want to make clear is that the count itself is not a process of who is right or wrong. It's a process of interpreting the order flow and the price movement and how that translates into discernible chart patterns. With the markets themselves being fluid and ongoing, it becomes imperative that me as the analyst does the same thing. I do not work with fundamentals to decide direction or how high or how low the markets are going to go. I use Elliott wave and Fibonacci sequences that over time have developed definitive structural patterns and rhythms. So this is what gives me the ability to use Fibonacci relationships between the waves that have commonality with regards to resistance and support areas. So with the break in the S&P of that resistance and support areas, the market has put a different count up for observation and trading. I've taken it and put it into the NASDAQ because the two markets are so closely related in terms of counts. So if this indeed is a minor 4th wave, we are in a 5th wave advance. What should that 5th wave advance begin to look like? 5 waves up, again, of minute degree. Let me drop this down to the 30-minute chart, and we'll take a look inside. So minor wave 5, we get 5 waves of minute degree. Here's minute 1, minute 2. That 3rd wave begins to subdivide in and of itself. So we have 1, 2. And then I believe that we have part of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the 3rd of this little wave. And then we have a 4 and a 5, which will be the 3rd of this wave, I believe. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3 of this, and then a 4 and a 5 for 3 of this, and then a 4 and a 5 to complete the sequence. Ooh. So it's a series of 3, 4th, and 5th waves. 4th wave declines, 5th wave advances. That's what we got left before we finish the whole sequence of a minor 5th wave. So that kind of tells me that we're going to get up into this area, probably just to complete this smaller internal 3, and then a 4 and a 5, and that 5 wave is likely going to start taking us up towards this area to complete. Okay, so tomorrow I would be looking for higher prices. We have that resistance at 256. It's just the low of wave 1. It doesn't mean that it's going to hold for anything. It could go and equal it and still drop, but it's going to be too big in relationship to what's already taken place. But stranger things have happened. So we have that resistance at 256 to 276. Above 256 negates the count as we had it and enforces the count as it is right now. Then we have resistance at 308, then 336, 355, and then 380. It is that 380 area that I think this third wave will complete, set up the stage for a fourth wave, and then we still have a fifth wave to move higher. Once this third and fourth are in, I'll rerun the extensions to include the move from wave 2 up to wave 3 and down to 4 to give us more definition as to where this 5 could end up. Right now, we're looking for 529, 6608. If I were to take it back out to the hourly chart, one other area that I can conclude is that being that on a Fibonacci basis, the fifth wave would have relationship Fibonacci-wise with the third wave. If that's the case, this minor fifth wave has potential to reach the most common relationship, which is wave 5 will be equal to 62% of wave 3. And that sits at 17,050, basically. We also have lesser common relationships, and that being that 38.2%, wave 5 would equal 38.2% of wave 3 at 16,608, would equal 50% at 16,828. All three are candidates to complete the whole cycle. Okay, so for tomorrow, I do expect higher levels. I do expect that we will likely get back above 16,300, up here towards 16,380 to complete the thirds. And we still have series of fourth and then a fifth. So that's my outlook for tomorrow. And likely the squeeze is going to continue. I do feel most of this is a short squeeze due to the options. We do have another weekly option expiration, which will be on Friday. So I'll be looking into the internals on how the options are trading in the big tech stocks that I mentioned that remain in play. Our next update will be tomorrow, November the 15th.